Can y'all hear me now? Y'all can hear me now? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me now? Let me know loud and clear. What's going on? What's going on? Shout out to y'all. All right, cool, cool. All right, all right. Yeah, we got a lot going on. We got some coaching changes that happened, y'all. Y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all heard. Let's go, SWAC Buzz. We hear you. All right. Shout out Danielle. All right. But yeah, y'all, I'm happy to be back. I had some technical difficulties in the beginning, so I was trying to get my little soundboard up, and it was just giving me issues. So I just said, forget it. I just get it on the next one. But I got new equipment, new computers and mic and stuff like that. So I had to get all that together. And we should be rolling fast. There should be no lag. Shouldn't be any lag or anything like that anymore. The show should run real crisp. So we gonna see how it goes. But shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Texas Southern is in here. All right, so yeah, like we've been saying on the show, y'all been watching the show all season, so y'all know the two coaching positions that I talked about that probably will have some openings coming was Texas Southern and Southern. Coach Dooley and Coach McKinney. It's been reported that they are going to get their walking papers and they will no longer be the coaches of their respective programs. And I kind of told y'all this probably was gonna happen. I was surprised about the Eric Dooley thing. I kind of figured Texas Southern coach would be leaving. He's been there for a few years, and their program has not really elevated. So I can understand why they're making that decision. The Coach Dooley one was surprising and not surprising, I would say. But they had to make a change because Southern folks they're used to competing for championships, and he didn't look like he was gonna be, even though they got to a SWAC championship one year, but it just didn't seem like they limped in there. They limped into the SWAC championship. So they need somebody in there that's gonna put them up there with FAMU and Jackson State. So I think they're probably going to they're probably going to try to make a splash higher. If I'm guessing, those big names that you've been hearing, those celebrity coaches that you've been hearing about, I believe they're going to try to get that job because Southern is a good job. They got cool facilities. They got a nice feel. They're in Louisiana, so I think Marshall Falk probably would be in line for that job again. And I believe this time Southern might go that route, unless they just go with an alumni or something that they can find. But I doubt that. I think Southern is probably going to do a splash higher. What say y'all? What do y'all think about that? Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button so we can get in the algorithm, get the stream out to more people so more people can join us. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Loud and clear. What's going on, Craig Hall? What's going on, Joe Flirt? What's going on, Alicia Nicholson? Shout out to you. Jay Blue, what's going on? All right. And I'll open up the phone lines a little later for people to call in, get a opinion. We're just gonna wait for a few more people to get into the room, and then we'll open up the phone lines to get the conversation going. Coach Dooley dressing to impress ain't gonna win no ball games. Gotta dress like gangster. Why is Mayor not fired? Maynard. Oh, you talking about Maynard? Uh, I don't know. I think Connell Maynard, he kind of shows signs of life, and that's probably kind of keeping them from making that decision to get rid of him. Because Alabama A&M offense did look good at times this year. So if he gets a defense, he might be all right. If he makes a good defensive hire. As a Jaguar fan, go big or go home. Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Urban Meyer, Dan Mullen, Urban Meyer, come on, man. I wish I had my soundboard. I would hit you with the hell no. I wish I had my soundboard. Nah, Urban Meyer, nah. Dan Mullen, nah. Marshall Faulk, Ray Lewis, I could see that happening. I could definitely see that happening. I'm hoping for Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk I like the way he carries himself. I think he'll represent Southern well. I like the way Ray Lewis carries himself too, but I think Marshall Faulk being from Louisiana, I think that he probably would be the best candidate for them to have. Hey, SWAC bud, how have you been? I've been in Colorado, and my Jackson State University and alumni wasn't pleased with either team. Oh, you went to the Colorado game? Yeah, they doing some losing up there in Colorado. But that's expected. They'll get it together. I still like the way Shadur is looking. But yeah, they've been doing a lot of losing up there. But hopefully they get it together. Unless Dion take that Texas A&M job. That'll be cold. That'll be cold if that happens. But we'll talk about that a little later. But yeah, y'all, I'm probably gonna open up the phone line soon when we get a few more people into the room. Hopefully, my guy, Mr. Ford, calls tonight because I know he been calling for Dooley's head for a minute. So we definitely need to hear from Mr. Ford. I'd love to hear what he has to say about this. I know he probably he was calling for it. He was saying they need to go ahead and get rid of him. But who do y'all think is gonna be the next coach of Southern? Ray Lewis would be a good look. I actually think Ray Lewis might go for the Texas Southern job. Being in Texas, I think he probably can get some resources to that school if he takes that job. But we'll see. SWAC, will Southern at least talk with Benedict's head coach? Yeah, he's a good one too, man. He's a good one too. I think Southern's gonna make a splash higher though, y'all. I really do. Benedict's coach is good, but I think Southern wants to make a splash higher. I believe they're probably gonna go big, like my guy Joe Flirt just said, go big or go home. I believe that's what they're gonna do. I like Brian Dawkins for a job. Yeah, I can definitely see a former NFL player taking the job at Southern. Make sure y'all hit that like button to get the stream out to more people. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We're gonna open up the phone lines a little bit later once we get a few more people into the room. And we're gonna get the conversation started, y'all. Y'all know how we do. I think Benedict's coach will end up at SC State. That'll be a good look for him, though. I think SC State would probably be the type of program that he needs. I think SC State is more his speed because he'll be in the MEAC and not with all the hoopla. I feel like the SWAC is probably going to go. I think the SWAC is probably going to start bringing in a lot of NFL guys into their program. That's what I believe. I think the SWAC is about to get real hot. And so I don't know if he would want to come somewhere with all that attention and pressure on him because he's going to have a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure to win in the SWAC. You go to SC State, you can lose a little bit at SC State. But if you come to the SWAC, you got to win. If you come to Southern, you got to win. They're going to be expecting him to do what he did at Benedict at Southern. Mel Tucker, Will Muschamp. y'all are tripping. Mel Tucker better handle those legal issues he got going on. I just don't understand, man. I don't know. Should I say that? No. I just don't understand some of these guys in these prominent positions, how they mess up their opportunity doing just silly stuff. That's how I would say that. Just doing silly stuff, you know. You have to be real careful when you have hold a position like that with the people you surround yourself with and the people you dealing with, you know, because you can lose everything over bad decisions. Warren Sapp is at Colorado, still staying. Yeah, I heard he's getting a degree and he's gonna be a coach. Yeah, please. Oh, say allegedly. Yeah, allegedly. Allegedly. I'm sorry. Yeah, you right. But yeah, y'all, let me go ahead and open up the phone lines. See who we're gonna have call in tonight. Gonna put the number up there so when people come in, they want to call, they can call. Hold on, y'all. Let me I gotta turn on the phone system. Give me 1 second.
Are the only participants in the conference.
Give me 1 second, y'all.
The recording has started. Please note that your
All right.
storage is almost
All right, we got the.
delete recordings or purchase more storage from your account.
All right, we got the phone system up, y'all. What is going on? We got the phone system up, so y'all can call in 657-390-4814. 657-390-4814. I'm sorry. 657-390-4814. The phone lines are now open. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Had to do it a different way. For some reason, my program won't work on my computer anymore. I have a new computer and it's not working with it, so I had to do a workaround. So, but we still got it going. So once y'all call in, y'all will be on the show. Dion spoke about him being hired again. Still stink. He's broke, so he say Sap. That is, I know he's had a hard time selling his Rings jersey and stuff. I like Warren Sapp, but they also have to be careful, you know, with the kind, you know, I'm not gonna say Warren Sapp is a bad guy, but you know, he's had some troubled history, and so hopefully, you know, nothing like that goes on, and because you don't need stuff like that in your program. But I think he's gonna be a great coach for them. He'll be a good coach for them. But I honestly don't believe Dion is gonna stay there long, Erica. I don't think he's gonna be there long. I don't think he's going to any of those programs that they're rumoring him going to now, because I don't think he can go without leaving Shadur and Shiloh. You know, so yeah, I don't see that happening. Because unless they give Shadur and Shiloh a waiver, if Dion leaves, they're not going to be able to transfer. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think he might wait another year and then move on. But he's gonna miss out on a good opportunity because that Texas A&M job and the money they have down there with the endowment they have, he can get anything he want at that institution. So it's gonna be a once in a lifetime chance he might miss out on. His attitude is trash. Right, right. All right, we got a call coming in. Hold on, y'all. What's going on, Caller? You live? Talk to me.
Hey, how you doing, Buzz? Man, love the show, bro.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I'm Christopher Williams, Southern University student, mass communication, sports broadcasting major. And I'm gonna say with Dooley, I'm gonna say this is a learning experience for Southern. You know, we have we now have the opportunity to choose somebody that we can really like fit our offense, who knows how to coach offense, who knows the ins and outs of coaching. Now, I'm not saying that Dooley knew how to coach, but I'm just saying that maybe Southern wasn't just the best fit for him. And I think somewhere maybe like a D3 or community college for him to actually make mistakes and actually, you know, have opportunities to do something,
You said
have success.
D3 or community college?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Let me make sure
I'm just
that
saying,
let me
like,
let me make
huh?
sure let me make sure the chat can hear you clearly. Can y'all hear him clearly, y'all? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear him clearly in the comments. Okay, yeah, somebody just
Yeah, I
said
said,
D3, so yeah, they must hear you good. So
yeah.
who would you like to see be the coach at Southern, the new coach?
Well, I'm going for Chennis Berry because I mean Chennis, he knows the ins and outs for Southern. He's been there for like 7 or 8 years during the Odom's era, and during that time we were 43-19. So I'm thinking Chennis Berry, but at the same time I'm thinking about money as well and getting recruits to Southern. So I'm thinking about maybe Ed Reed or what's his name, Ray Lewis.
So you
So
want Ed Reed still?
where's that?
So you still want Ed Reed?
I do.
Okay, okay. Even out after all the issues that happened at Bethune Cookman, you still okay with that?
I feel like okay. I feel like the way that he did it was wrong. Like he didn't have to go on social media about it. He could have talked to administrators
Right.
without the But at the same time, he's a player's coach, and those players for Southern will run through a wall for Ed Reed, especially the defensive backs and safeties. But I'm really just talking about like as a money expense, you know,
So
for Southern as well.
So Marshall Faulk, you don't think Marshall Faulk will be a good fit?
I mean, but people don't know Marshall Faulk like that, though. I mean, yeah, he's from Louisiana, but to be honest with you, a lot of kids who are like 8, 7 years old, they know Ed Reed. They might not have watched him growing up, but they know Ed Reed more than they know who Marshall Faulk is.
Well, I mean, I guess that's fair. I just don't know how Ed Reed would do. His emotions to me are troubling.
Yeah.
I would say, it's okay to have passion, but you have to know how to control it in certain settings. So I would be concerned that in the wrong setting he will flip out and make the program look bad.
I mean, it just depends on, you know. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Buzz. But I mean, we just have to see during, I guess during next year. So hopefully, but they got to make a bang with this hire. It can't just be some guy off the street.
Yeah,
it's gotta be somebody that we know that can actually put up points on the board and not just like barely 10 points or 20 points.
caller
So if we can
601,
have
you're next. You go ahead, finish up, call.
So if we can have at least a Chennis Berry or somebody who knows the system and who has had success, give me them. But thanks for the call, man.
All right, thank you for the call.
All right.
All right. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Hello? What's going on, Sweat Buzz? How you doing, man?
Doing good. How you?
Good, doing good, man. It's Larry, man. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, what you got for me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I wanna add what the last caller was saying, being a Jaguar fan. If you consider Ed Reed, I would have like almost like a with him. If you bring him on, you got to have so many, ramifications and everything. Like if you give him a chance, because at this day, I say go big, go home. And I also too, as far as Jaguar Nation, I feel like they should do this like an electoral or like a primary. Like they give us so many candidates, and we choose from the candidates for our Jaguar Nation, and just from those 4, let us decide. I think that's the best way because again, I hate to see what happened with Dooley because it's not like he don't have history with Southern. You know, when our high power offense, when Brian Lee and them was here and we was competing, unfortunately we was on sanctions. But, you know, our high power offense then, he was an OC. And I hate that, you know, he messed his stuff up so bad that it's almost like you can't even bring him back for an OC job. But I just say go big, go home, get one of these big name coaches. Also, I did want to say this about that Benedict College coach. I hope he put his name in some of these big name schools and just don't settle for South Carolina State. 11-0 is 11-0 no matter what conference you is, because these other coaches of other hues, they come from a school small like Washington State. Washington State coach came from a super small school. Right. And there was another coach from a Power 5. He came from a high school. So if you can coach, you can coach. But I think with Southern, they, like I say, let Jaguar Nation have say so in it, so it can appease to all that's involved. And like I said, we can get some guys that can on the coaching staff that can recruit better, because Southern they need to recruit better receivers, taller receivers. A lot that needs to be done besides the coaching. And another thing I heard too, I hate to be long-winded, but they were saying that basically, the AD was they was frat, all of them was frat, and the quarterback that he did not pull blood, they all was the same frat. And I'm like, if you're not winning, pull your guy. I don't care what y'all got involved. I mean, he was losing those games just because he looked the part. He could not play the part at all. I'm like, about the second or third game in the season, he should have pulled that guy. But thanks for taking my call, Sweat.
I want to ask you a question though before you get off. So, if you had a choice of what celebrity coach that Southern gets, which one would be your dream choice?
My dream choice?
Yeah.
It's gonna be between to me. I'm gonna get a white candidate, and it's just me. And I'm gonna get like a celebrity, like I'm in between them and see what their coaching staff that they can bring. Show me what you can do in the recruitment. And when I mean recruitment, I'm not even talking about the high school. I'm talking about transfer portal.
So you said
so many of those guys that are just sitting in the transfer portal that will sit out a year until somebody else compete. And I'm like, there's no way that these HBCUs shouldn't get a guy. But that's what I would do. I would get a white head coach like Dan Mullen sitting up there. I would get what's the other coach that just got left from Oregon? So I would let him it should be a name brand white head coach. And like I said, I will see how serious is Ray Lewis. Hold on, I will have to show me that coaching staff. But that's another thing that Coach Prime showed. He showed he had a coaching staff. He was serious about it. They have to show that.
I want to know why do you want a white head coach specifically?
I'm saying I'm looking for splash. Because here's the thing, it's really not about the race thing. I'm thinking about the splash that's gonna bring the attention there. Because here's a give you a prime example. If like Joe Fleur said about Urban Meyer, I don't care what he looked like. Urban Meyer gonna recruit some guys, and we all know that's a stepping stone. So all we doing is just like how like we learned from Coach Sanders. He laid the foundation. The guy's not gonna stay long. So by the time he leaves, we get enough notoriety, recruitment, and championships coming our way or competing for championships, and we can do something with it. And two, hopefully, like I said, with having those big coaches, whether he's black or white, but I say just bring in the one for interest. They don't say, I'm not saying hire him, but just bringing it for like the notoriety. Because at the end of the day, it's all about revenue and money. And you win, and it brings more revenue and money. And that's my biggest thing.
So somebody said Urban would have y'all on sanction.
He probably will, but guess what? We think about it. Look, it ain't nothing we ain't done before. We won in between. The Jack State did the same thing when they had Case Terry out. They won. Something about them spaces you want to win. But hey, all I'm saying is about revenue and money. And all I'm saying is I ain't say hire him. Bring him in as a candidate. If you do, I'm saying bring somebody that you know for a fact. And coaching staff and everything is in place. That's all I'm saying. Jim Harbaugh finna lose his job for the scout. Bring him in.
Do you think the Southern fan base will get behind a white coach?
They will get behind winning.
Okay.
Because once them blue and yellow pom-poms start flying on do what you want them, after all them scores, at the end of the day, that's all we care about.
Yeah.
Jaguar Nation.
I got you.
At the end of the day, winning gonna make it. it's because I knew with Dooley he gonna leave. We don't. It's one thing to lose to your rival, but it's another thing to get blown out. We don't lose to Alcorn like that. You don't lose to FAMU like that, and we damn sure don't lose to Texas Southern like that.
I got you.
And last year 24-0, that was ridiculous.
I got you. I appreciate the call. I'm gonna get to the next caller. Thank you for calling.
Okay, then. Thank you so much.
All right. All right, let me get to the next caller. What's going on, Caller? You live? Talk to me.
Man, this is Big Ray from Chosen One Sports. What's going on?
What's going on, man?
I was just listening to the previous caller. Man, I just thought of a name. It might be controversial, but it'll add a splash to both schools.
Go ahead.
Art Brown.
You said who?
Art Brown.
Out. Art Browns, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if they want that smoke, man.
But he's gonna bring the money, the players, and the national notoriety. Kind of feeding off what this guy just said. And he had a great idea. Put about 5 of them up there and let the Jaguar Nation vote on them. That'll be a new trend in itself. And make everybody want to vote.
So
they can pay $500, $1,000 for a vote. That'll be a good fundraiser. You might need to tell that to the
AD. You're right about that. But hold on. So with Art Browse, y'all know how the media jumped on that when he was at Grambling. So the media pressure kind of I feel like
Grambling sabotaged themselves with him. The best thing they did was when they got him, man, he'd have lit it up. Like 4th of July mix for Happy New Year.
So what y'all think about Art Browse? He's saying Art Browse, y'all in the comments. What y'all think about that? I don't know, man. I just think Southern wouldn't want to deal with the backlash that would come from having Art Browse there.
Or even the Texas Southern.
Well, I guess Texas Southern is not as well known as not as popular as Southern. So
it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
The people he came from, he won of Memphis and Baylor, they gonna put some money behind him wherever he goes. Just like they about to put some money behind him at Grambling for the fans to start tripping.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, if they could survive the backlash, that probably would be a good hire. I think he has to go.
Some got paperwork that he was innocent. The player that he was trying to protect got exonerated, and the girl got caught saying she was lying. Her friend recorded her. What everybody was uptight about the Grambling. They ain't know no better. That's why friends don't let friends go to Grambling.
You said what now? You said what now? Say that again.
I was like, man, them fans ain't know what's good around. Man, like, it was like cheap. They should let that man go. That man would put offense in there. Would nobody been able to beat that up?
So I guess you went to Grambling?
Of course not.
Oh, okay.
I went to Hampton Howard, Southern University.
Oh, okay.
And postgraduate LSU.
You said friends don't let friends go to Grambling. So I thought you went to Southern. My bad. Not Grambling. My bad. I thought you went to Southern.
Did.
Oh, okay.
Distinguished alumni.
Okay. Deputy Mario, what's going on? But yeah, so if you had a dream scenario of the coach you would want at Southern, who would it be?
Actually, I'm gonna tell you what a good move would be.
Yeah.
T. Graves is interim coach for a year.
You said who now?
Keep Terrence Graves as head coach for a year. So you have the continuity. They gave great coaching staff. They got some good recruits. I mean, they could upgrade in certain areas. Keep him for a year.
I think they're gonna be ready to move fast though. I don't see them doing that. I said I think they're gonna be ready to move fast. I don't see them doing that.
Man, look, get that man to look. When he got interim at Grambling, he won a classic. Look, if he would get interim here, if he won a classic, I'd give him a year. Get that man a chance. They really need to support their own. He came through Southern before. Back in the glory days, after the field, a man named after.
So who do you think Texas Southern probably will go get? You think they'll get the Benedict coach?
Now, I'm going to tell you the trend of Texas Southern. Texas Southern have a recycle no coaches off the Chitlin circuit. They usually go get a big name coach from a big name school, but what happens is when the major PWI coaches come down to the SWAC, they find out you actually got a coach down here. So the bigger schools, you got them dogs, and so primaries say you just put in a few skins and turn them loose. Down on the SWAC, you got parity. Like the great coach, great coach Cavs used to say, in the SWAC, anybody can get beat on any given day.
I agree with that. Deputy Mario says nobody to be hired at Southern because the world would fire them because they will fire them in a year anyway. They are trying to get another Deion Sanders type of situation.
I'm gonna give you one out the street bag.
Go ahead.
You ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go bring Coach Odoms back. Treat him right this time and talk to him nice.
Nah.
They was hating on the man because he was an outsider, but he produced.
Nah, I don't think they're gonna do that. It wouldn't make no sense to do that. You've already been there. You done moved on. It's bad blood there.
It ain't bad. Look, wasn't nothing bad about winning.
I don't think.
Wasn't that what y'all was talking about earlier? Everybody loves a winner.
People in the chat, y'all think Odoms would come back to Southern? I don't think that would happen.
Man, call him up.
Nah, I think they're gonna go with a bigger hire than that, man. I think they're gonna make a splash. But I appreciate you tuning in.
Now let me say
Go
this
ahead.
here.
Go ahead.
I was telling the coach on the East Coast early this morning. With the Southern job, need somebody know the intricate workings who might turn their head, so to speak, on certain things going on. But they ain't gonna put, you know what I'm saying, and just gonna focus on football, ain't gonna ask for a whole lot extra. You go get one of them high dollar coaches, they want you to spend $9.
I understand what you're saying. I mean, it's kind of hard.
You need somebody that can work with the inner workers of that community. Southern and LSU is unique jobs. You can't just bring anybody in there. Somebody who'll be good on the other side of the country will not work well down here. You need somebody who works well within the culture. Now, maybe go back and get the Randall brothers.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think they're gonna make a big splash hire. I don't think they're gonna make a small time hire this time. But all right, man. I appreciate you. Calling in. I'm gonna get to the next caller.
I'm gonna check y'all show out on a more regular.
Appreciate it.
People told me about I was on YouTube.
Yeah.
I started calling. I'm about to let me hit up. Hey man, I wish y'all well. I'm gonna share y'all channel too.
All right, thank you.
All right, stay strong.
All right, thank you for the call. Yeah, I don't see Southern going with a small time coach or a small name. I think they're gonna go big this time because they kind of missed out on doing that last time, and they tried out Dooley, didn't work. I think this time they're gonna make a splash higher. Southbound said, "Bro, get off the gin and." My man did sound like he was feeling good over there, like he had him a cup going. Y'all know how it goes, but the phone lines are open 657-390-4814. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button so we can get in the algorithm. Appreciate y'all tuning in. How about rehiring Dawson Odom? Yeah, that's what he was just saying. I would be shocked if Southern went back to Odoms. You don't see colleges do that. You don't see colleges bring back coaches like that. Like they saying Oregon might bring back the guy Chip Kelly if Dan Lanning takes the Texas A&M job. You don't see schools bring back coaches like that. Yeah, y'all, the phone lines are open if you want to call in 657-390-4814. Hopefully my guy Mr. Ford calls in tonight. I really would like to see what he has to say about what's going on. Hopefully he calls in. Tremaine Jackson, head coach at Valdosta State. to Texas Southern is my prediction. He played at Texas Southern and is currently 10-1 and headed to the D2 playoffs. Southbound said no, it ain't gonna work. Yeah, I don't know, Lawrence. I really don't see them doing a small time hire this time around because they tried that before. They've tried that before and it didn't work. I think they're gonna try something different this time. Grambling brought back Doug Williams before, so it's been done before in the SWAC. Yeah, that's Doug Williams though. That's Grambling royalty right there. Come on now. That's Grambling royalty, so that's kind of like a different situation. Sam Shad at Miles, this dude got a resume. Oh, okay. Mr. Ford is currently on She Love These podcasts. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll call in here. Y'all make sure y'all go tune in to her, man. She does good work too. Shout out to She Loves Thee. But yeah, y'all. So, who do y'all think is gonna win the SWAC West? Grambling has a chance. Prairie View has a chance. And Alcorn has a chance. Who do y'all think is gonna represent the West? I honestly feel like whoever represents the West, they're probably gonna lose to FAMU. I think this is just FAMU's year. Will Southern try to get a celebrity hire like Jackson State? Is Southern looking for another Deion Sanders situation? But I don't think any other situation would be like Deion Sanders though. I think Deion Sanders, his personality is different, So I don't think they would have the issues that Jackson State had with Deion Sanders. I think another coach like Marshall Faulk would come in and do right. I don't think, and not saying that Deion Sanders just did wrong, but Deion Sanders is kind of used to the finer things in life. And so I don't think he was not willing to, he was moving a lot faster than what Jackson State wanted to move. And I don't think another coach would come in and be putting that much pressure on the school like Deion Sanders was doing. If I'm making sense. That's a lot of money. I think SU should go for Marshall Faulk. Yes, I believe that too. Southern can't afford to pay Vidal State head coach. That's a step down. PV not beating Alma State this weekend. Yeah, man, I don't know what happened to PV, man. They was looking good, and then I don't know, they just kind of started to slow down at the end there. Grambling State going to the SWAC championship, beating Southern. PV and Alcorn State losing. Fred Allen said Deion thought he was president. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't see Marshall Faulk coming to Southern and being like that towards them. Deion did a lot of good at Jackson State. Don't get it twisted, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like when Deion came, he was kind of like, felt like he was kind of beneath, like Jackson State was beneath him. And I kind of felt like some of the things that he did was because he thought like that. And you could tell by the way he acts at Colorado, he's more appreciative of the things that they have than what he had at JSU. And that's why he acted like that towards JSU. He didn't act appreciative of the opportunity that Jackson State gave him. And I know people gonna get mad. I know Pro Host Prime fans gonna get mad when I say stuff like that, but I'm just saying, I just, because you could tell by the things that he said when he was there. Once I think back on it, it was a lot of clues there that, he kind of felt like he was above, where he was at, and he was ready to move on. But we ain't gonna open up that wound. People getting their feelings when you get to talking about Deion, so I ain't gonna even open up that wound. But yeah, y'all, the phone lines are open 657-390-4814. Y'all want to call in, get your thoughts out to the world. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Coming back with pretty much a checking in show for y'all. coming back. Got new equipment now, so I need to, come on and talk to y'all for a while. Do y'all think Jackson State is gonna keep Tamika Reed though? That's who I'm scared that's gonna leave. I think if she has another undefeated season, it's gonna be hard to keep her. So Jackson State really need to come with some paper so they can keep her in house. Because man, she's one of the best coaches in pretty much HBCU history. And so you really need to keep her in the fold. What do y'all think about that? Will you be at the JSU Alcorn game? Oh, yeah, I was gonna go, but I decided not to go. Trying to see what this well, I work for the federal government, so I'm really trying to see what this shutdown and all this other kind of stuff that's gonna go, how this is gonna go. So before I did any kind of trips and stuff, I want to see how that was gonna go. But I think I'm gonna go to the Celebration Bowl. I'm going to Celebration Bowl. Um, Hopefully it's FAMU and Howard. If FAMU and Howard is in the Celebration Bowl, that'll be a good look. But yeah, I was gonna go to the JSU Alcorn game, but I decided not to go this week because I got stuff going on, with work. But yeah, it's gonna be a great game, man. The Jackson State versus Alcorn game in Jackson is always amazing. Like I usually never miss that game, and I usually never miss the Southern versus Jackson State game either. Those are usually the two games I go to, but I'm gonna miss it this year. Heck, I might go. You never know. I might just take a flight Thursday, go down there and enjoy the game. I'm still thinking. I'm still really thinking about going. I'm thinking about catching the last minute flight and going down there. Y'all, the phone lines are open 657-390-4814. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. I know I know it's kind of late tonight, but I appreciate y'all tuning in to the channel. Sometimes we go later than this. But make sure y'all go check out 1400 Club. I think they come on tonight as well. They usually come on around 10 something. So make sure y'all go check them out. Go check those brothers out, man. Good dudes, man. Good dudes. Every time I see them, it's always love. I've seen them at the games, and it's always love with them. So make sure y'all go check them out as well. If Alcorn State play like how they played Texas Southern, I got Jack State by 3 touchdowns. Yeah. I don't know. I really want Grambling to go. If I could pick someone to go play FAMU, I really want to see Grambling play FAMU. I want to see what Hugh Jackson is going to do. Truth is, Coach Prime may be returning to Tallahassee for FAMU to finish coaching right next to FSU. Man, no. Coach Prime ain't going to no FAMU. Come on, man. Oh, they said no. Somebody said no Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today is today Tuesday. Oh man, I'm all turned around. I'm thinking today Monday. I forgot we had a long weekend. FSU was doing good this year. They probably not getting rid of their head coach. Oh no, they would be crazy to do that. FSU would be crazy to get rid of their head coach. They doing great. I'm actually shocked. I didn't think that coach was gonna be that good at FSU. I thought he was gonna be out of it in a couple of years, man. But he got them undefeated. They might go to the playoffs. Man, he's doing a great job. So yeah, Dion is not going to FSU no time soon. They can forget about that. Like I said, I think Coach Prime is probably gonna stay at Colorado. Because Shadur and Shiloh, they can't transfer right now. And it would be really messed up for him to go to another job and have to leave Shadur and Shiloh there. I don't see that happening. Now, if he can somehow get them a waiver, he might be headed on out. But then you got to think about Travis. Travis is gonna get screwed over any way it goes. If Coach Prime leaves, Travis Hunter gonna have to stay, and that would be really messed up. So I don't see it happening. I think Coach Prime is gonna stay where he's at, because Shadur, Shiloh, and Travis, they can't leave, and it just makes more sense for him to stay where he at. They going to the Big 12. They may, they don't really play anybody too tough next year. I looked at their next year's schedule. They're not playing anybody too tough, so I think he's gonna stay there another year. But a job like Texas A&M only comes around once in a lifetime, so he might not be able to get a job like that. Those people have money on top of money. So he passed up something like that, he may not get another chance at a school like that. But yeah, y'all, the phone lines are open if y'all want to call in, get your thoughts out. 657-390-4814. I appreciate y'all tuning in to the show. Yeah, I think we're gonna have Grambling versus FAMU in the SWAC championship, and I think FAMU is gonna win. I think we're gonna have FAMU versus Howard in the Celebration Bowl, and that's gonna be a good look, man. Because Howard travels well to Atlanta. I think FAMU will travel well to Atlanta too. Deion daughter can't transfer, so Travis, good coach, Prime Stan. Yep. Somebody said Coach Dancing. Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that. You know what? Coach Dancing would probably be a good option for Texas Southern. I think he would come back and coach Texas Southern because he have a little bit more resources at Texas Southern than he had at Valley. But he is in a good space right now in Colorado. He's making good money, and yeah, I could definitely see coach if he wants to be a head coach. I can definitely see him coming back to Texas Southern. Deion daughter can't transfer, but Deion daughter isn't playing though. If I'm not mistaken, if she's redshirted, can't she transfer? Can't she still transfer again? Let me know in the chat. I'm pretty sure y'all are more well versed on the transfer rules. Can she transfer if she's not playing? He's not leaving Colorado right now. I do think Texas Southern is the best SWAC fit for him. Yeah. Coach Dancy will be really good at Texas Southern. I think Texas Southern going to try to make a splash higher though, because when you think about it, they probably want somebody that can bring resources to their program. But they play in their soccer stadium, so that's going to be a hard sell too. I don't think so. Bama State owned Grambling when they played. FAMU is the better team. Coach Dancy is learning everything. He's good to the man. He's good to the man one day. Yeah, I mean, Coach Dancy is in a good spot right now in Colorado. One thing I will say about Coach Prime, he look out for people that he befriends. Like when he becomes friends with someone, he looks out for them and make sure they good. He still got, you see Neely is still over there covering him. You see Neely all on TV. He's the first one at Coach Prime during halftime. So, Texas Southern still gonna have two people attending them games in the soccer stadium. Yeah, man, that soccer stadium, man, I don't like it. I've seen their stadium at their school though, and it's kind of small, so I don't. Maybe that was their practice field, but I went on their campus. They have a nice campus though. Texas Southern campus is nice. It's right across from University of Houston, but yeah, that soccer stadium is not it. And then, my thing is with the soccer stadium is they don't even let them put their logos and anything on the field. That's the thing that I hate. You know, like I've been to games at soccer stadiums before, like professional games, and they let them put their, their logos and everything on the field and paint the end zones. But when they don't do that, it just looks terrible. Coach Prime has always been loyal since college. Yeah, I mean that's one thing I can respect about him, man. When you become his friend, he got you. He got you when you become his friend. So it's one thing I can respect about him. He's taking care of Coach Dancy, man. And Dancy, we all wanted to see Dancy, be good because he was out there at Valley. He didn't have the resources. He's a great coach. And so, people can be happy for him. Now, the new coach that's there, I just don't think you can win at Valley. Like, it's just, you don't have the resources that everyone else has. You're not going to get the best players. You're going to pretty much get leftover. Well, I don't want to call them leftover players. But you're going to get players that's trying to get a second chance at D1 football. And so they'll go to Valley. And you're just not going to be able to win. You're not going to be able to compete. And so I feel sorry for that new coach that's there. He hasn't won it. I don't think he's won a game all season. He hasn't won a game all season. And it's just going to be hard for him. TSU football field looks weird. Man, what are you saying? It does though, man. I don't like they feel at all. I wish they would do something about that. Jerry Rice needs to raise money. I don't even want to say that. Jerry Rice, you hate to tell people what to do with their money and watch people pockets and stuff like that, but you would just think Jerry Rice would have done more for Valley by now, but he just hasn't. I don't understand how some people can graduate from a school and become rich and successful and really not do anything for the school that made them. I don't understand it. I mean, I've at least built him a locker room or something like that. But maybe he's been doing stuff behind the scenes, so I can't really say that. But to me, I just feel like, with the success he's had, with the people that he know, like Valley should have had a practice field and all that kind of stuff, because I want to say Coach Prime went down there and he was showing the kind of field that they were practicing on, and it's ridiculous. Like, come on, man. This is the school that you got drafted from and you can't do anything. Didn't he send money before and they didn't do right by it? Now they might explain things. That might explain things. If they burnt that bridge, then I can understand if he not doing anything if they burnt that bridge. That's why states need to give what's old land grant funds, billions. Man, we've been praying for that for the longest, man. If they can do that, man, just imagine all our schools having nice facilities. We get a nice network deal. We can really make the SWAC league something great, man. I mean, it's great now, but we can really be in our own world and our own little bubble making money. And that's what I hope the SWAC can do. Just everybody get caught up with facilities and stuff like that and just really turn this thing on its head, man. But yeah, Jerry Rice, man, I don't know, man. I just feel like he can do more, man. He can do more. A lot of people were mad at Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith when they did their first take show at their HBCUs. And I thought it was a cool look. A lot of people are just looking at Shannon Sharp sideways because of the things that he said about his HBCU. we would do right by the money. Will we do right by the money though? Well, you got to have leadership that you trust. You know, if y'all can't trust in somebody that your school would do right by the money, you got to get that leadership up out of there. Okay, that's ridiculous. Even if all our teams had nice facilities, we still need the young people and their parents to have pride from within. That's how you level the playing field, sacrifice, networking, working together. That's true, Bryson. Well, I would say this: if the facilities and everything like that got up to par, you're gonna have players come in droves because the culture at HBCUs is always gonna get them to come. You know, and then like I said, if the SWAC had like a network, like all our games look good on TV and things like that, that helps. You know, like some of our games, I'm gonna be honest with you, some of our games, the way it's presented on TV doesn't look good. I remember I watched, what was that I was watching? Was it FAMU and Alabama A&M? It might have been FAMU and Alabama A&M. I watched the broadcast. It was on ESPN. It was terrible. And I said, we can't be doing this. We can't have our games looking like this. You know, Jackson State games look good. I've even seen a couple of Valley games that look good, but that FAMU versus I think it was FAMU versus Alabama A&M. That looked terrible, and we can't have that kind of representation. You know, so I think what the commissioner of the SWAC need to do all across the board, he need to make sure every school has up to par cameras to showcase their games in a better light, because that matters. Your whole presentation matters, you know. And if you don't, man, go ask some of these Power 5 schools that's in your state, hey, how do y'all broadcast your games? What kind of lens do y'all use? What kind of cameras do y'all use? Hey, there's nothing wrong with asking people and learning the game. There's nothing wrong with that. We got to stop being so prideful and not want to ask for help. You know, if you see a school doing something and it's a little bit better than what you doing, ask them how they doing it. There's nothing wrong with that. Have to have lawyers involved. Jerry Rice probably hasn't been called out enough. That's why SWAC don't hear from him. People will be too scared to call him out. Valley B UAPB. Oh, okay, so they won one. I know they got a lot of L's though this season. I think they will do right by the money. The ESPN Plus games don't look good on TV. Best ESPN game I've seen this season was the Grambling versus UAPB game this past week. SWAC needs to be on ESPNU like MEAC. Somebody said Alabama A&M is pathetic for that. Yeah, man, that game, it was embarrassing, man. The way it looked was embarrassing. HBCU Go does great work too, but they can only get so many games because ESPN has a lot of the good games. They have those locked up. So, you know, HBCU Go is like the secondary. So that it's kind of crazy that the games look better on HBCU Go. So you rather want to watch it on HBCU Go, but ESPN takes precedence over them. So it's just, you know, just one of those things. I wish the commissioner can really pay attention to that all across the board. Make sure all the schools have adequate cameras when showcasing their games, because that's a big thing, man. That's marketing, you know. That's film. Like a player probably want to go to a school and be like, "Well, y'all games don't look good. I want my film to look." You know, they're into film and stuff like that. HBCU Go D2 games are well put together. Yeah, their games look amazing on HBCU Go. I just wish they would, you know, prioritize that. I've been screaming about that for the past 2-3 seasons. So I'm not gonna hold my breath on it changing, because I mean I feel like people think, you know, what we got is good enough. Let me make sure we don't have any calls. Hold on, y'all. All right, y'all. The phone lines are open. If y'all want to call in, 657-390-4814. I'll take a couple more calls, and then we're gonna shut it down tonight because I was just wanting to come on here and do like an hour show. Wasn't trying to go too long. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. If you just joining tonight, we talked about Eric Dooley, Coach McKinney from Texas Southern. They're both getting fired. And so we talked about what coaches we think would take the jobs at Southern and Texas Southern. Personally, I'm hoping for Ray Lewis or Marshall Faulk to come to the SWAC. I just would like to have more celebrity coaches in the SWAC and pretty much just raise the notoriety of the conference. So but people talking about hiring Eric Reed. I'm shocked at that. I'm really shocked that y'all want Ed Reed. That is shocking to me. I didn't think y'all want Ed Reed again, but a lot of people want Ed Reed. A lot of people have forgiven Ed Reed, and they still want him to come into the SWAC. Ed Reed would be a good name to have in your program, but man, what he did at Bethune-Cookman, I don't know about that. Let's see who we have calling, y'all. Hold on. What's going on, Call You Live? Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. How you doing? What's up, SWAC Buzz? Have a good night.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Let me turn you up.
I was calling,
Go ahead.
I was calling because I was thinking about the Dooley situation. I feel like Southern job is a toxic job because you only give a man not even full 2 years, and you say he backdoor his way into the SWAC championship, but he still got a winning record as a coach. Who's gonna want to come into that job and think, oh, am I gonna get 2 or 3 years to bring in a couple recruiting classes and potentially build the program back up from what it was? They want a ready-made product, and I'm like, if I was a coach, I wouldn't want to go to that situation unless you want to go and you get a buyout. They fire you in 2 years, you get a buyout. You think about the money, but if you want to have something sustainable, I don't think Southern is a great job to get right now, just because of how toxic it is.
Well, that's fair. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's toxic. I think they want to win and they expect to win. So I think Dooley was always on borrowed time with them going away from Marshall Faulk and hiring him. I felt like that was a lot of pressure because a lot of people in the back of their mind, they're gonna be like, hey man, we could have had a celebrity coach, and now you coming in here and you losing. You're losing against Jackson State, you're losing against, FAMU, you're losing against the big schools in the conference that we need to beat. So I'm not shocked that they're going away from him.
Yeah, but I don't think Marshall Faulk. I mean, yeah, it's a nice name. We gotta get away from it. So we gotta get real coaches. Now, you think Marshall Faulk was gonna out recruit everybody and out talent everybody like Dion did? That's possible, but I still don't see them with Marshall Faulk beating FAMU at Jackson State. And FAMU is somebody you gotta play every year. I'm a Rattler, by the way. So we gotta play Southern every year. So I'm not, saying like, oh, I want to keep Dooley because we want to pay him. I'm just thinking you didn't even give him time to figure out his quarterback situation. Maybe find somebody in the transfer portal or something. Like he didn't get enough time, and he made it to a SWAC championship.
But who's to say Coach Simmons is going to be there at FAMU too much longer?
Well,
y'all got to think about that now.
That's not the theme of the night. That's not the theme of the night.
I know y'all don't want to think about that, but hey, when he started, this man has won 9 games the last 2 seasons, and now he's about to go undefeated in the SWAC this season. Come on, man.
Well, with Coach, I think he's done great since he's been out. I think he's only had one losing season.
Yeah.
So I think he's done great since 2017. So I think, in my personal opinion, only way he leaves FAMU is if somebody throw him some serious money. And, he might want to elevate it or whatever. But I think he's in the comfort, right? I mean, his family is from Quincy. That's right next to Tallahassee. His wife is from the area, and her family is there. He's getting the hometown love. He's getting the Tallahassee boys to come back and play at FAMU. Now, I believe he's going to get some of those high school seniors. Now they see these guys that they grew up watching come back, and hopefully we win the SWAC championship and the Celebration Bowl and, put on for the city. I don't really see, it's going to take a lot for him to leave. I think the love and his heart is in Tallahassee.
Yeah,
he lives in Quincy, man, and all that. That's where his heart is at. But you basically say the Big Bend area. That's where his heart is at.
Yeah, man. But when them big schools come calling, they come with their check, and then you got a wife and kids. You gotta think about
five, 6 kids.
Hey, he can use some more money, so you can't blame him if he's ready to move on. So, and he's been there a while. So it ain't like he just jumping ship on y'all. He's been there for a minute, and he's earned,
And he's earned the right.
Yeah,
he's earned it.
Yeah,
definitely.
But I hope he stays though. I would like to see FAMU be dominant for a while. If Jackson State, I'm a Jackson State alumnus, so I want Jackson State to win. But I do like having FAMU in the conference and having them doing good because it uplifts the conference when FAMU, Southern, Grambling, and Jackson State is doing good.
Right, definitely. And either way, Jackson State beat us the last 2 years, right? We still was pretty dominant. We just had one loss. We beat y'all. Y'all had a good season. I don't think y'all had the greatest season. I don't understand this TC for Coach of the Year. I ain't gonna say I agree with that, but I think y'all had a good season also.
Right.
So I think it's a thing of Southern's not gonna win. The East is better. The East has better teams. The East has better recruiting. I don't really see Southern winning right now. Now they can win their division and everything like that, but the expectations that the fans have, I mean, they beat everybody other than no, they lost to PV. That's a bad loss.
I didn't see them beat Alcorn. Go ahead and finish your call.
No, I was saying I didn't see them beating Alcorn. I didn't see them beating Jackson, and I ain't see them beating FAMU. So those are 3 losses they got. Yeah, they got a bad loss to PV. I don't think he should have got 5.
I don't know, man. I understand what you're saying, but I just think that those fans want to win. They want to win now. I think he took that job knowing that his lease was going to be short. That's true. I don't think he's shocked or surprised. I think he took that job knowing, hey, these people want to win. They lost to Jackson State last couple of years. They lost to Jackson State twice in a season. Twice in a season now, in one season. So I believe he knew that his lease was going to be short. But I appreciate the call. Let me get to the next caller. I appreciate the call.
All right, man. You have a good night, man.
All right, thank you. KC, what up, wine? All right. Let me get to the next caller. What's going on, caller? You live?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
Doing pretty good. Yourself?
Doing great.
Talk. All right. So sticking on the subject, man. The reason why I've been campaigning so hard because we're talking about something that I've been talking about for months now. All y'all have to do is check the Twitter accounts, keep it up, fam, and keep it going, fam. I've been discussing these things for months now. Now, the reason why hiring these people makes a lot of sense for these universities is because, for one, they're going to come with resources. They're going to come with investors that are going to donate millions of dollars for these brand new facilities to be built that these HBCU schools need to be able to compete with the bottom tier of the G5 conferences in the FBS. Because the goal for a lot of these HBCU schools that's not being known to the public is that they're trying to find ways on how to get into the FBS. The same way that James Madison was able to get into the FBS, in which they're currently undefeated and ranked in the top 25 now. So with the hiring of a Marshall Faulk for Southern, a Ray Lewis for a Texas Southern, even in Ed Reed, even though a lot of people are against Ed Reed because of what happened at Bethune-Cookman, and because he declined a previous invitation from Dion, in which Ashley Robinson was interested in hiring Ed Reed, it makes a lot of sense for Jackson State to hire an Ed Reed, even though they want T.C. Taylor as the current head coach, because they wanted him to be the coach before Dion became the coach at Jackson State. T.C. Taylor was the first pick of the administration of Jackson State in 2020, before Deion Sanders' name came up through Ashley Robinson, and then in which they eventually agreed to hire him. But T.C. Taylor was the first pick all along. Now, I'm saying that to say this. With these coaches, it's going to come more resources in the facilities needed to get into the FBS. It's going to bring the 4- and 5-star transfers that are needed to compete with these G5 teams to be able to beat these teams that will enable them to qualify. Because see, a lot of these schools have to qualify. They have to be unanimously voted into these G5 conferences, and mainly in particular, one conference who's interested, which is the Conference USA. They first tried to get interest from Jackson State when Deion Sanders was the head coach.
Yeah, they're a dying conference.
But since they wound up declining, they went with a Jacksonville State instead. That's how Jacksonville State wound up getting into the Conference USA, because the first interest came from Jackson State. But the administration was worried that they wouldn't be able to financially keep themselves up in the FBS or maintain themselves in the FBS. So they decided to stay in the FCS, even though it was Deion Sanders' plan all along to get Jackson State into the FBS with the facility upgrades in which they got in his way because of prior plans that they had before they even hired him as the head coach of the university. So hiring these people is going to bring the facility upgrades, is going to bring the money, and it's going to bring the resources needed to get into the FBS. That's why it makes all the sense in the world.
Well, in regards to Jack State going to the FBS, I think a lot of these HBCU schools are scared to be that first one to make that leap. I think they want to go as a group. You know, I don't see any of our schools going by themselves. Like they probably want to do like what, you know, Texas, Oklahoma did. Like 2 of them go, or a group of them go to a conference. I don't think all of them want to go by themselves and be the dummy pretty much for everybody else.
Here's what they're saying, because I've been in other groups outside of, you know, just HBCU groups.
Okay.
Here's what they're saying, who has relationships with these top coaches in the G5 conferences. Here's what they're saying that these HBCUs need. They need the money, they need the facility upgrades, and they need to consistently beat these lower tier G5 FBS schools for them to even get consideration to join such conferences like a Sun Belt or like the Conference USA, who is still right now currently interested on bringing a FAMU University, or let's just say a Jackson's. Now, say, for example, if Jackson State had like an Avery or a Ray Lewis, it would be a no-brainer. They would be in the FBS right now because they would already have the facilities built. But what's going to wind up happening is this. The SWAC is going to wind up belonging to FAMU for the next 10 years, right? Willie Simmons, Coach Simmons, is going to eventually be bought out of his contract. I don't know which FBS school, but right now they're talking about Clemson eventually firing Dabo Swinney. So I don't know if they'll be interested But I do know for a fact that if Willie Simmons wins the Celebration Bowl this year, a lot of those FBS schools are going to be after him, which is going to open up enough space with the capital that they already have to be able to make the splash hire that everybody is talking about, like going towards the Ed Reed or Ray Lewis, et cetera, which they're right across the street from Florida State. So a lot of those Florida 4 and 5 stars and transfers from Florida State are going to instantly jump to a FAMU without a Coach Simmons because of that celebrity and because they're right across the street from Florida State. Economically, it makes sense to bring in these high-level profile coaches or these names because economically for the city, let's just take Jackson State, for example. Imagine the economic impact and the financial impact that it would have on the entire city if Ed Reed or Ray Lewis, let's just go with Ed Reed for right now. If an Ed Reed was the head coach, just imagine how much money would go in the black pockets because of the economic increase that would happen. Now we're talking about new facilities, right? Combined with the resources that will not only help and be an asset for the football program, but for the entire athletic programs, because athletes from all across the boards can use swimming pools to do exercises that you can't even do in the gym. There are certain parts of your body
Mr. Ford, I'm gonna get to you next.
In water that you just can't do in the gym. You can Google this. This is how North Dakota State and your South Dakota states and your Southern Illinois, this is how they're able partially how to beat a lot of these FBS teams because they just have access to things that HBCUs just don't have. In particular, water, which the only HBCU school with a water facility is Howard because they have a swimming team, which means that not only would Jackson State have, the ability to be able to build up these facilities that will benefit the entire athletic program, but now you're talking about Jackson State having a swimming team, which would bring even more money to the university that they're already currently getting. So you're talking about something that will benefit the athletic program as a whole, that will qualify for the facility upgrades and the facilities that they need. Millionaire and billionaire investors are already ready on deck as soon as Ray Lewis or Ed Reed becomes the head coach, which is a problem that Deion Sanders had. So you're talking about coaches that are coming into HBCU spaces already ahead of the curve than even where Deion Sanders started, because he struggled to find these same investors who wanted to basically keep him at Jackson State for the 2023 season, which is one of the main reasons why he went to Boulder, Colorado.
All right. But
I'll let you have the floor.
But I appreciate the call, man. I'm going to get to Mr. Ford. Mr. Ford calling in. I'm going to get him on the line and see what he has to say. But I appreciate you calling and sharing your thoughts with the program.
You take care of yourself, dude. And I appreciate your patience. Just know that by hiring these people, a lot of people are worried that it's going to be a Deion Sanders situation 2.0. That can be farthest from the case. Because for one, they're going to have a head start. For two, they're going to see where his success and where his failure started, even all the undercut stuff that he did. They know about it. The reason how I know this is because Ed Reed's manager will be able to explain in full detail all the things that were told to him from Jackson State alums.
All right.
So don't think that this is going to be a Deion Sanders 2.0 situation. It's going to be the furthest from that. It's going to be more resources. It's going to be billions.
All right, I got you. I had to land your plane, brother. Appreciate your call. Thank you for calling. All right. Let me give Mr. I think this is Mr. Ford. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Hello?
Hey, Mr. Ford, you got to turn the background off. I can hear your background.
Okay, hold on. Yeah. Hey, man. Can you hear me now?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. How you doing? How's it going?
Going great. How you doing?
All right, all right. Yeah, man. I was just trying to see. I just got off of talking with Mr. Mona. I know y'all talking about the firings today, or what's the
Yeah,
topic?
we was talking about the firings.
Oh yeah. Well, the main thing I'm looking forward is who they're gonna replace him with. I really want to see Chennisberry down on the bluff, and I'd like to see Texas Southern get some coach that has championships on his resume. I just want some quality people to come to the SWAC. And the other thing I've been talking about is I want the SWAC to get rid of the divisions, and I want the best two teams at the end of the year to play for the championship. Because I'm telling everybody, I don't want to see FAMU and Prairie View. I don't want to see FAMU and Alcorn. To me, I think the SWAC championship should come down to FAMU and Alabama State, and if not FAMU and Alabama State, it should be FAMU and Jackson State. And that's why I'm pushing, and I hope that somebody will get to Dr. McClellan and let him know the whole thing of these divisions is worn out. You started that in 1999. This is 2023. We need a change. We need the best two teams, and we need to go to a pod system. Instead of having divisions, we need to do like the ACC, like the SIAC, and like the Big 12. That's what we need to do.
So what do you? A lot of people was talking about. Well, we was talking about on this program. We was talking about celebrity coaches: Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Marshall Falk.
These people are delusional about Ed Reed. Ed Reed did enough to me to turn me off forever when he showed out on TV down there with that Bethune-Cookman stuff.
Yeah.
See what they gonna do. You get the so-called celebrity coach. You're gonna do just like Coach Prime did. After 2 or 3 years, he's been fled the scene. I say get a quality championship coach. I'm bump all these. Ed Reed, did he coach a championship team? No. I say go and get these coaches who have gotten a championship. Go look at a Jay Hobson. Jay Hobson got championships on this thing. Art Browse got championship. Chennisberry got championship. Dr. Frazier up at Alabama State. Dr. Parker. These are championship coaches. These are the people we need to go after. Not no celebrity coaches. Because they're going to do just like Dion. After 2 or 3 years, they're gone. If you don't get rid of them.
I agree.
Let's go get some proven champions.
I agree Chennisberry would be a good hire.
Oh, I just hope Chennisberry ends up down there at the bluff. Man, that would break. Because see, listen, let me tell you something. For years, I told people when Jackson was losing, I said, we got to have Jackson, got to win. Because first of all, Jackson is one of our bigger black schools. Number two, you got the largest stadium. You got the largest stadium in black college football. Then you're in the middle of the SWAC. If Jackson wins, everybody makes money. It's the same thing with Southern. I keep saying it over and over. The basketball tournament, the SWAC basketball tournament should be in Jackson. If not in Jackson, in Baton Rouge. Man, we got to have a championship coach down in Baton Rouge. At Southern, that's one of our larger black schools. This guy was just telling you, talking about Willie Simmons will dominate the SWAC for the next 10 years. Chennisberry come down to the bluff, I bet you ain't going to dominate for the next 10 years. You get Jay Hobson out there at Texas Southern or Art Browse out there at Texas Southern, he ain't going to dominate for the next 10 years. I can bet you that.
So
he'll dominate if we keep getting these mediocre coaches. These first-year coaches, this your first-year coaching ever in life and all of that. Yeah, he going to dominate. But if you go get championship coaches, he ain't going to dominate. And I ain't taking nothing from Willie. I'm a big-time Willie Simmons fan now. I love myself some Willie Simmons because he can do it.
So you cool with the Art Browse hire? You cool with letting him?
Huh?
So you cool with Art Browse?
Listen, if he can't come as the head coach, bring him as the offense coordinator. Man, I would love to have Art Browse. Man, when Art Browse was coaching at Baylor, he was one of the top 10 coaches in America. And we can bring that to the SWAC. But that last caller you had on here, a lot of that stuff he's talking is delusional. That's delusional. Man, let me tell you something. One thing white folks don't want to do, they ain't want to share no money with no Negro conference. Don't fool yourself with that. Don't fool yourself with that. What they want to do is do you like they did the Negro League. You know how they did the Negro League? They took the best players out the Negro League and then destroyed the Negro League. They'll do the same thing to us right now. But you got these delusional people. They got to have that white validation, and that's what's killing them.
So what do you think Texas Southern would do? What do you think they're gonna do? I know who you say you wanted, but what do you think they're gonna do when it comes to the coaching?
Well, see, here's the problem with Texas Southern. They fight a president every 2.5 years. See, if you're gonna have an outstanding football program, you got to have stability in the president's office, in the AD's office, and at the head coaching position. See, when you got a new president every 2.5 years, that's no stability. Okay, now this is Mr. Ford talking. Okay, what's Kevin's name? Is Kevin Granger? What's the guy's name? Is the AD at Texas Southern? I personally think he's all basketball. I do not believe that he can be the architect of a championship SWAC football program. Okay, and that goes back to Southern again. Now, yeah, a lot of people are blaming Dooley for the fact that Texas Southern's program has fallen. But I need y'all to understand, Dooley didn't destroy Southern's football program. It was Roman Banks and his treatment of Dawson Odom and the fact that he showed Dawson Odom the door. That's what destroyed Southern's football program. Yeah, you're right. And you fired Dooley, but let me tell you something. In most schools, especially in them 1A schools, they would show Roman Banks the door too. They put him out the door too.
So some people talking about bringing Dawson Odom's back. Would you be cool with Southern bringing Dawson Odom back?
My choice would be Chennis Berry.
Yeah, he would be a good fit.
My choice would be Chennis Berry.
He will be a good fit.
Chennis Berry has made himself the number one coaching prospect in HBCU football. What he's done at Benedict, because I tell everybody all the time, if they had put Benedict with their 36 scholarships against North Carolina A&T with their 65 scholarships, Benedict would have kicked them all over the field. That's how good Benedict was this year, these last 2 years.
Right.
They would have beat A&T up.
Mr. Ford, are you going to any games for the rest of the season? You catching any games?
Yeah, I got a guy now. They're going to try to get me a ticket for the SWAC championship game. And, of course, I want to make the Celebration Bowl.
Who you think going to be in the Celebration Bowl?
Well, I definitely feel like Fam is going to represent the SWAC. But now, for some reason, I had to apologize tonight because I didn't think that Howard had the ability to beat North Carolina Central like they did.
Right.
But I'm going to say this, man. Now, I think it's going to be a classic in D.C. this week with Morgan State and Howard. But I think Howard's going to pull it out. But let me say this to everybody, y'all. If Morgan can go and get them a Devontae Kincaid or can get them one of them big-time transfer portal quarterback, y'all better watch Morgan State. Because let me tell you something, black college football is back in that DMV with Larry Scott and with that Damon Wilson. Them guys finna be 2 programs up there. That Morgan's finna come back. Now, most people don't know that back in the day, prior to the 70s, Morgan State was a power in black college football. Okay? Howard hadn't looked this good since the days of Steve Wilson as head coach and Jay Walker as quarterback and Ted White as quarterback. Howard hadn't looked this good since the 90s, man. Howard looked so good last Saturday. Did you see that Howard?
I didn't watch the game. I seen the highlights.
Man, I watched the whole game. They put 50 on them.
Yeah, I was shocked.
So right now, kind of, the thing is, if Howard wins, they come to the Celebration Bowl.
I actually might go to that game this weekend.
I think they can beat Morgan, but don't be surprised if Morgan beats them now, because I'm telling you, Morgan is a outstanding quarterback away from coming to the Celebration Bowl.
I actually might go to that game this weekend.
Oh, that's gonna be, man. That's
Yeah.
gonna be a classic, man. That's Baltimore against Washington D.C. That's gonna be a classic, bro. Now that game should be packed out.
I had to
That game
see.
should be pitched
I had
in
to
Green
see.
Stadium.
I had to see what stadium is going to be. Is it going to be in DC or is it going to be in Baltimore?
No, it's gonna be in D.C. I believe it's gonna be on the campus of Howard University, Green Stadium.
Oh, okay. I hate driving in DC.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't
Yeah, man,
stand
that's
driving
gonna
in
be a
DC.
big. But you know, the thing about Howard is the most comprehensive black university in America. You know, they got a law school and they got a medical school. They got graduates all over this country. You bring them to Atlanta, they should bring a good crowd in there. Now we know if FAMU come, you know FAMU is gonna try to bring a 50,000 now.
Right.
Because you know this is only 3.5, but this is about 4.5 hours from Tallahassee.
Right.
You know, at one time FAMU played in Atlanta every year with that Atlanta Classic. So you know if FAMU comes, you know the kind of crowd they gonna bring.
Yeah.
That orange and green gonna be all over that Mercedes-Benz Dome. But Howard should bring, you know, now Howard has not been a perennial powerhouse, but if there are people come and support them, it should be a big crowd at that Mercedes-Benz Dome.
Jay Blue says the question is, would Dawson Odoms want to come back to SU?
Well, I think what he's trying to do is save his job at because now I talked to a friend of mine. They are real upset with Dawson at Norfolk. The first thing they're upset about it, this SAP kid, you know, the SAP kid transferred from Florida A&M to Norfolk. And they just started him the last 2 games that he's put on a classic. And now the word in Norfolk is, why has Dawson Odoms had this kid on the bench all year? So a lot of people up there in Norfolk are upset about that. And then, but this SAP kid, from what I'm hearing, has 1 more year. But these last 2 games, he's put on a clinic at quarterback.
Yeah, Mr. Ford, I appreciate you tuning in and calling. You know, you always welcome on the show. We're going over an hour and 30 minutes now, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one, and we'll be back later on this week doing another live as well. But you got anything else for the people?
Okay, what day you coming? What day you think you're coming back?
It'll probably be Friday. We'll do a live Friday night. Yep, Friday night.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know.
Okay.
Well, you can go ahead and close out, Mr. Ford. You got anything you want to say to the people?
Hey, listen, guys. What we're looking for, like we said, now the SWAC has a decision to make. It can think outside of the box and make the SWAC better than what it is, or it can rest on its laurel and go down. Okay. The number one thing we got to do is we got to bring championship coaches into the SWAC. We don't need no novice. We don't need no apprentice. We don't need no beginners. We need people whose resumes say championships. And that's what we need as head coaches in the SWAC. Listen, y'all have a good night and looking forward. I'm getting some great games. You got the Florida A&M Bethune-Cookman game on Saturday. You got the Soul Bowl. You got Jackson State and Alcorn. Who else we got this weekend? You got Howard versus Morgan. You got North Carolina Central versus who?
Is Alabama State, Alabama A&M playing this weekend? Is that the match?
No, they've already had that. They've had that.
Okay, yeah.
That was the biggest black college game this year. They had 69,000 at that game.
Okay. I keep saying I'm gonna go to that game, but I have never been to one.
It was 69,000.
I need to go.
My thing is, how much is the city of Birmingham paying them schools? If they ain't paying them at least $1 million or $1.5 million, I got a problem.
I gotta go. I gotta catch that, man. I keep hearing so many things about it, and I've never ever gone. So I definitely need.
Man,
to
they had 69,000 paid attendance this year. Yeah, that was so far. That's the largest black college game this year.
But yeah, rivalry week is this week, so pretty much all the rivalry games are going to be this week.
Yeah. Now, do you think Alcorn and Jackson will be a sellout?
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close.
So it'll be in the 50s?
I think it's gonna be over 50,000. It'll probably be at 50,000 or a little bit over 50,000. Because I mean, when
What
Dion was
about the
there,
FAMU Bethune game? Do you think that will it hurt Bethune because they're a losing team, or do you think they'll get 55 to 60,000?
I honestly feel like Bethune will show up. I don't know if it's gonna be that many, but I wouldn't be shocked if Bethune beat FAMU. Because when you have those rivalry games,
Whoa!
when you have those
You think Bethune?
rivalry games, you
Hey,
can't
you just said something in there.
you can't judge rivalry games like you would judge any other game.
Yeah, that's
Because
true. You know, you throw out the records.
yeah, you throw
But
out the
you
records.
actually think Bethune could beat FAM?
I wouldn't be shocked if they surprise them. When it's a rivalry
Man,
game,
you a true Jacksonian, huh?
when it's a
You a true Jacksonian.
now they should win. Don't get it twisted. They should win.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I thought, you know what? I was thinking they would win big. I thought they broke Bethune out.
I never make guarantees for rivalry games because it's just like the Atlanta Falcons versus the Saints. It don't matter if the Saints undefeated and the Falcons got one of the worst teams ever. They gonna give the Saints a game. And it's the same way in college, man, with these rivalry games. Like these schools, they just get up to play their rivalry school. Just like Texas, Oklahoma.
SWAC, give me a score for that Jackson Alcorn game. What kind of score are you looking at?
I think it's gonna be. I think whoever scored 30 points will win the game. 30 points above.
Okay, so whoever wins 30 points will win the game.
Yeah, I think whoever gets it is gonna be the first to 30.
So you're not picking Jackson?
Yeah, I'm picking Jackson, but I think it's gonna take 30 points for Jackson to beat Alcorn.
Okay. They got to score 30 points.
Yeah, at least 30.
Yeah. Were you surprised about the beatdown that Texas Southern put on Alcorn? Because I was shocked by it. I watched the game. I watched the game in total shock.
Yeah, I was shocked at that. And then the crazy part is they fired their coach right after they do. That's the crazy thing about it.
I think that was already planned.
Yeah.
You're right. That was already planned. Okay, well, listen, y'all have a good night, and I'll be looking forward to talking to you Friday.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Ford.
Okay. Bye.
All right. We got another caller in the lobby. Let's see who we got. What's going on, Caller? You live? Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, SWAC? I just want to respond to Mr. Ford because he mentioned delusional. Now, if there's one thing about me, I would never name call another person just because we have a disagreement with words, especially if we're supposed to be educated people. So
yeah, don't take it too serious. Don't take it too serious. Don't take it too serious.
He mentioned something about a white man's validation. But it's funny that he brought up the name Art Browse, and I wanna clue him in on something. When Art Browse was at Baylor University, winning Big 12 championships and winning bowl championships, it was his son that was his greatest recruiter, who is currently the recruiter at TCU now. So it wasn't Art Browse, but it was his son Kendall Browse, who got all of the top 4 and 5-star recruits to Baylor that won in those championships. And it's the same Kendall Browse at TCU who recruited a Willis Patrick from a Jackson State to TCU, in which Willis Patrick is one of the greatest offensive linemen that Jackson State has ever had. I'm not saying he's the greatest, but he was one of the greatest. If you were to have a conversation with TC Taylor right now, he'll tell you out of all the offensive linemen he's ever coached, he'll tell you that Willis Patrick is probably one of the best. So I just want to let that in, because when you're talking about somebody that's looking for white validation, it's funny how you would mention white validation, but then you will want a white man to be a coach in the SWAC. So I won't say it's hypocrisy. I'll let the people think, because see, a problem with a lot of people is that they still have Deion Sanders on their brains. They still have that anger and that hatred for what Deion promised but failed to accomplish due to a conflict of interest with the administration. They have to get over that because of Ed Reed, a Ray Lewis, a Marshall Falk. A lot of these players know these people, and their parents know these people. So when you go into a 4 or 5-star transfer's home, he's automatically going to know who it is based off of ESPN, Fox Sports News, et cetera, et cetera. They've seen these people on TV, whether they were analysts or athletes. So it's not going to be as much of a struggle versus if you were to hire a Benedict College D2 coach, who these players don't know and who these parents don't know, versus if you were to hire a Marshall Faulk or a Brian Dawkins or Ed Reed or Ray Lewis, because the players and the coaches know these people. So it's going to be easier with the resources and with the financial investors to be able to offer these same athletes an NIL deal. Why? Because you'll be able to afford to do so. Because these people already have boosters and have investors on deck. That's the problem that they're missing. They're only so they're stuck on this Deion Sanders. They think it's going to be Deion Sanders 2.0 again, but they're not thinking about the student athletes, and most importantly, they're not thinking about the entire city's economic growth when it comes to Black dollars. Black people are going to benefit as a whole for having these celebrity coaches. I don't like labeling celebrities, but having these quote unquote celebrity coaches as coaches in the SWAC and in the MEAC and et cetera, in HBCU spaces because of the relationships that will be generated from this, from the investors that are going to donate millions, that is going to eventually lead to billions when they join the FBS conference. I'll land my plane on that, and you have a good one.
All right, thank you for the call.
Thank you.
I had to let him get it off, man. I understand what he's saying. You know, I see both sides. I see people not wanting to hire celebrity coaches because they're probably only going to be there 2 or 3 years if they're successful. That's the fear. If this coach is successful, he's just going to get another job somewhere. They're going to come take him, and he's going to leave us. And now we'll be hiring another coach in 2 or 3 years. So I understand the fear from a lot of people, but having a celebrity coach can do a lot for your school as far as resources and notoriety. So I see both sides, man. I believe Southern, they have a big choice to make. I honestly think they're gonna go celebrity, but a lot of people, you know, hoping for Chennis Berry, and that would be a good option as well, because I think he'll be a great coach in the SWAC as well. How you not gonna like to call them celebrity, then talk about this celebrity? This guy's obsessed with Ed Reed. Yeah, the Ed Reed thing is kind of shocking. I when I started this stream tonight, I never thought that I would be hearing people talking about Ed Reed being a coach. Like, that shocked me. I didn't think that would be happening. But yeah, y'all, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in to the show tonight. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so we can get some love from the algorithm. And man, I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. We'll probably be going live Friday, and I'll be dropping other videos between here and there. I already got them recorded. Just got to do some editing, and I'll be dropping those tomorrow. But man, I appreciate y'all tuning in to the program tonight. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Gone.